me, culture is an essential part of society, and unfortunately what we witness for the moment is, with the crisis, is that the focus on culture is diminishing, where it is my position, as many others, that particularly now in a society where the crises are all around us, culture should become much more a primary factor. Also because it's through culture that societies, and particularly the civil societies, have the capacity to learn about each other and to understand each other, and hopefully to come to a much more peaceful understanding than what we witness in the current society. I think it is very important that the subsidy systems and the global, I would say, financial community realizes that in what we call still the developing countries, there are many private issues raising today from people in the culture area, whether it is in the film area, in the literary area, in the training area, and so on. I'm talking about all the various factors. And there was a very good report written on that, the creative economy, by the United Nations and UNDP a couple of years ago. The problem of these companies, we're talking about very small to small, medium-sized companies, they have the capacity today to create a cultural economical force. The problem is, for the moment, they do not have yet the financing. And I think it is extremely important that the international financial community reinforces the role of the civil societies in the sector of culture today. Whereas what we witness is that the financing, including the financing from the EU, is unfortunately diminishing. Theoretically, they all have access to the various forms of financing. From a pragmatic point of view, and I've worked on that issue, so I'm speaking from experiences, is that the methodologies developed and the criteria, in particular the financial criteria, are very difficult to meet for those companies. So a lot of those companies, I'm talking about production companies, people training artists, with an idea, because that's their idea, to move towards a sustainable economy, even within the cultural sector. But the eligibility criteria and the financial criteria are very difficult to meet. So I think it is very essential that the financial institutions, whether it is the EU or the United Nations or the other structures, both public and private, are much more open to this very specific criteria of the cultural, I would say, the cultural economical companies, because their criteria are completely different from the other sectors.